let's talk about it.
All right.
So this is huge.
Oh,
Like,
huge.
I don't think, I don't think people understand how important it is to connect to your body if you're trying to build your intuitive skills. And I think this is kind of how we backdoored it. Like, I don't think you don't start out talking to dead people and think you're going to end up, well, even just like, oh yeah. Okay, this is going to be a can of worms.
All right, here we go.
I'm already getting passionate.
Wind it up.
Passionate. I have a thing with the systemic disconnection from the body that was imprinted upon the populace via organized religion, the educational system, and frankly, marketing.
Yeah, mainstream media.
Yeah.
Agreed. Knowing your body, gosh, when you have an upset tummy, knowing why.
Okay,
like
we just talked about this.
The very basics of my tummy hurts because blah. And then being in an environment, we use the word safe. That's not a physical thing, an emotional safety. Being in an environment safe enough to walk yourself through, why does my tummy hurt?
Right.
Does my tummy just hurt? Did I eat something bad? Do I have this? Do I have the stomach flu? Whatever.
I need to poop.
Right. That's the first question I ask my kids.
Me
Are you
too.
hungry, or do you need to poop? Do you need to fart? But because it's so real.
Oh, absolutely.
But we're also teaching them in the moment, this is what a poop feels like. This is what hungry feels like. Because sometimes my little cherubs will say they're hungry when they're not.
What?
They don't. I know. Because they want a cookie, but because they don't know what else to do.
Right. That they come by that honest.
It's in their blood. But knowing their bodies well enough to know, I'm not hungry. I'm bored. I'm needing attention. I'm seeking big motor sensory, whatever that truly is.
Right.
We actually, both of us have had this conversation with my 6-year-old on how every body reacts differently to anger or boredom. He is a child that needs to lift heavy things, to push heavy things, to run. That he needs to exhaust his body when he has big emotions. And that's totally okay.
Right.
And I think that we as a society need to look at that and say, this is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't have anger problems. You just need to know how to manage your shit.
Your cells are literally asking for that exertion. They're asking for that burst energy that when a cell gets exerted, just past the breaking point, that's part of, and I don't want to open another can of worms, but that's part of why
open them all.
We get sick, is that your cells need to purge.
Yes.
So nervous system regulation really starts.
Oh yeah, girl, talk about
pre-verbal. Mm-hmm. So you're really, when I'm talking about systemic disconnection from your body, it is the constant influx of information that your emotions, your needs aren't warranted, that your needs they're not important. They don't need to be taken care of, because the needs of the parent taking care of you supersede your needs. And I'm talking about simple things like temperature. When babies are bundled up in car seats, when we're coming up on this, and they're under the fleece, and we think that we are keeping them warm, but like each child is different. So like the same fleece and snowsuit cannot be put on every child that you have, because your child may have a different composition.
Our nephew is a hot box.
Oh yeah.
And when he was a baby, he was a sweaty little thing.
So you can't but
He couldn't take all that, but you don't
so
know.
the stress that happens, the response, the physiological response that happens in the body when you are overheated, the baby's crying, and parents that are not in tune with that are going to be like, shh, 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 and then stick a passy or a baba in their mouth and try. And again, no, I'm
No shame.
not shaming. I'm saying we're not in tune because we were never taught, hey, maybe my baby is hot. Maybe, they have a wet diaper.
Unless you were mama. And you were always taking the socks off because it hurt them.
But you have every child has different needs, and the attunement that happens between parent and child uh, needs to be there, which is two nervous systems talking to each other. So, which is energetic, and that again, an entirely different episode, but a lot of disconnection from our bodies happens in these early years. And it's not intentional neglect, though. I don't want it to feel like that. Misattunement is the best word I can come up with.
Oh,
And
I love that.
and it's funny because attunement to me is intuition. So the things that I do the best are intuitive. The nonverbal language that I am cued into with animals and with the land and with children, I communicate the best with those because we're not speaking a verbal language. I'm reading your body cues.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of science to back that up, but the things that I do best are these things, and it's intuitive, and teachers have it, and musicians have it, athletes have it. It's that attunement to whatever it is you are passionate about.
Amen. But you also have the capacity and have the space to hold for those times.
Right. That had to be worked on,
Yeah, I
though.
was gonna say, this goes back to the very beginning of taking care of you,
Right.
taking care of your nervous system. If your nervous system's all jacked up, you don't have the capacity, you don't have the space.
Right.
So being able to hold that space because you're in alignment with yourself and because you know your body, it's easier to teach, and it's easier to be
to be available.
Yeah.
To be available to the people that need me.
Yeah.
And to meet them where they're at.
Availability.
Emotional availability.
Feel what you need to feel, cry if you need to cry, and then execute.
Right.
Do the things you need to do after that. But
it takes 7 minutes for your nervous system to regulate after a high stress incident.
That speaks volumes to just taking a freaking minute.
Yeah.
Take a minute.
Take 7.
Don't just knowing your body enough to know I am going to pop. I'm gonna explode. I have too much pressure.
Right.
And saying, I'm going to step away from this. Try not to have the arguments in the moment.
Right.
If you feel yourself, and coming from a fire sign, if you feel yourself getting too hot, getting too worked up, take that 7 minutes, take that time, and for the love of all that is, move your feet out of the environment you were in.
Yes.
That will make a world of a difference because you can connect with your body outside of your intense emotional environment.
You cannot mind shift yourself once you've gone that. Once your body is responding that strongly, you cannot shift your mindset and positive Pollyanna programming yourself through tough situations.
That a little called out.
That only works when you are not activated in your nervous system.
Yeah. And we are talking about this like it is easy and just do this. This has taken, God bless our spouses. This has taken a few fights and a few tough tough things, not just fights, but deaths and surprises and, obstacles that normal things happen,
Life.
to just honestly use it as a practice. We will say all the time that trauma helps you grow, and I will stand on that until the day I die.
Yeah.
But it helps you grow if you are willing to make that happen.
Yeah.
If you're willing to make the change and to be kind of the butt of the lesson.
I had to go to the doctor today, and I was thinking to myself on the drive home, it really sucks that we have to be in pain. Because, of course, you know me, I'm shaming myself the entire drive home. Like, why did you not know? How did you not know that your inflammation was this bad? Like, the doctor referred to the it's acute inflammation, not systemic inflammation, but he referred to it as severe. And so then for me to be driving home and I'm like, how do you not know? How did you not know? And then I think back, to different things in my life. And then that led me to, it's really sad that we have to have something pain us before we do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly believe that if we did not experience pain, we would never change.
No,
I would never change the things that I do if I didn't have pain.
I agree. Because why would you?
Right. If you're just going to get more and more gooder, why would you change anything?
Or if you're going to stay even key.
Yeah.
If I'm not in physical discomfort, your girl is fine.
Right.
And I'll just figure it out. But
it goes for emotional discomfort too.
Yes.
If you're not emotionally in pain, like,
oh girl, we don't have time for this.
Like, grief to me, I've done an extensive amount of training in regard to grief. So it, to me, is, I'm not invalidating anyone's experience.
Sure.
I think that the way the universe was set up, the way God built humans, it's this natural built-in painful experience that is a catalyst for some sort of change in your life. If you literally do nothing else and you live in your basement and and you just eat and you don't experience anything else, you're gonna at some time experience grief for someone or something that you love, and it's going to cause you pain. And then you have a choice. You can either disassociate to high heaven, or you can work through the pain. And the level to which we work through the pain is dependent on lots of things, where we came from emotionally and from a soul perspective. Emotions are the catalyst for 3D, and pain is at the bottom of that emotion scale.
Yes.
So, all right, we talked about it. I got too deep too fast.
That's all right. Know your body. Take care of your body. Love your body.
Yes, all of the things.
All of the body things. And